Hey, yo, what it is and what's good, y'all? Welcome back to 280 Plus, the social media podcast where we take the conversations off the timeline. We go beyond the tweets. I'm your host, Lowe's Def. And if you're new to the channel, you know what I mean, on YouTube, you know what I mean, if you could, man, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, you know what I mean? Let's get some comments. Let's get the engagement up. I got a real dope guest here with me today. Yo, bro, introduce yourself, man.
The dedication get different. Repetition with the mission got the gift, and if you need it, call me. It's the hope dealer, the self-talker, Sir Dominique Jordan, the prolific one. And thank you so much for bringing me on 280 Plus again, bro. I appreciate you.
Yo, no doubt, bro, no doubt. So, yo, man, so yeah, man, I'm glad to have you back, man. And yo, so before I met you officially at the Give Back Fest, I mean, shout out to Ripple Effect, shout out to Worldwide Wednesday. I keep giving them shout outs because yeah, it's like it's like all right, cause that's what it does. You know, I do an event like that, and then it's like a networking thing where I get all these artists and people I met, you know what I mean, at these shows, you know, and I try to feature them, you know, exclusively. But yeah, so I was seeing your name a lot of places, bro. Like I had seen in the spring, I think you did something with the Parliament Arts Organization in York, you know what I mean?
Shout out to the Parliament.
I mean, I was seeing your name headline on a bunch of different like U Street Media like shows and things like that, events, whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's funny too, because right before the Give Back Fest, yo, I realized we go to the same barbershop. You know what I mean? And I seen you in the chair, but I was like, so for me, I didn't say nothing because I had not tapped into your work yet. You know what I mean? And for me, it's like it's kind of disingenuous to be like, yo, I seen you, but then like I never interacted with your work. I wasn't even following you at the time. So I was like, I'm gonna talk to that guy at the Give Back Fest, whatever. But it was just like I was like, yo, this guy's like everywhere, like, you know what I mean? Like where I'm at, you know what I mean? Like small world, you know what I mean? And then so like when you were on interview with me at the Give Back Fest, my barber, Tyreek Jackson, he's seen it. And he's like, yo, did boy mention me or whatever? And I was like, what are you talking about? Whatever. So then he starts getting into a story. And so, you know, Tyreek from way back.
My whole life. He's known me before I even existed.
Yeah. So what is that? What is that story? You know what I'm saying? What is that?
So honestly, you know, it's literally before my time, you know, but him and my mom were really, really tight in high school. You know, she had me at a really young age, 17 to be exact, her junior year. And, you know, he was the Lamaze coach for my mom. You feel me? Like they were really, really tight. So like, you know, he helped her, walked her through the steps that she needed, just being that support system for her, what she needed. And honestly, like I heard that story a lot growing up. Like me and him don't have like a super, super tight relationship.
Okay.
Like really like just appreciate him as not only a businessman, but like as a leader in the Lancaster community, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, he's inspiring, dude. Like even on social media, the way he carries himself, it's really inspiring to see somebody, you know, be how do you want to say, like a social social media like or something.
Okay.
You feel me? Like this dude is ahead of his time with it, and to see somebody local to be able to take, you know, it as serious as he does. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we from the same type of place, bro.
Okay.
Like York is very similar to Lancaster. You know, it's like small town type of vibes, but at the same time, like I think a lot of times we don't even realize how much of a opportunity that we truly have being around in these places where people take social media so serious sometimes. We could utilize it and capitalize off of it, you know, equitably rather than just do the same thing that everybody else is doing. So big ups to Tyreek and Sharper Image. So obviously you mentioned the barber, you know, shout out to my man Will.
Yes, that's my dog too. That's my dog, man. Like
Will cuts my whole family, fam.
For real?
He cuts my whole. I'm talking about my whole family tree, like distant cousins, close cousins. You know, my sons, like my youngest son. I got a 2-year-old. He's not even getting his first haircut until Will can cut it. You feel me? Like, And I gotta catch up to Will. Will in like Puerto Rico right now or somewhere. I gotta catch up to Will. Yes. I gotta take him to Puerto Rico, get his haircut and so. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro. It's a small world, man. And you know, creativity and culture makes the world that much more smaller. There's a reason why we didn't know each other, but we should know each other. And that's something that Will puts into my head. Like, bro, y'all both intellectuals moving in similar spaces. I'm surprised y'all didn't know each other before, you know? And then with that being said, big ups to my man Wednesday. You know, that's my brother, man. Like I've known him for 11 plus years. We've been tight for a very, very long time, bro. And he's one of a kind, man.
Okay.
He's one of a kind. So definitely, bro, we're gonna keep on moving and shaking. You know, if you haven't checked out that Gemini Saga project, make sure you check it
Yes.
out. If you haven't checked out the short film narrated by yours truly, make sure you check
Yes,
that out.
yes, that's dope. That is dope, bro. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you definitely got the
Thank you,
voice.
man.
Yeah, I mean, you're orator. You know what I'm saying? Like that's right.
You feel
You
me?
know what I'm
You
saying?
feel
Like, you
me?
know what I mean? So yeah, that's what's up, man. And just go back to Tyreek real quick. It's funny because I'm from York, and
Mhm.
I've been living in Lancaster for like now like the last 8 years, whatever. But like
Oh,
for like
word. That's what's up.
yeah, for the past, but like the first 5 years, I was going back to York to get my hair cut, whatever. And then my barber kind of went through some medical issues, whatever. And
Mhm.
then so now I was like, yo, it's like inconvenient, man. Like trying to figure it out, whatever, going all the way to York, you know what I mean? And I was like, I need a barber. So like I kind of scouted, and I knew like a woman or two that kind of knew locally, like, and they gave me some suggestions, and I kind of just like found him, and then I was like, yo, this guy is like a whole influencer.
He's
I was
top
like,
off.
yeah, like he gotta
He's
he
top
gotta
off.
be decent, you know what I mean? Whatever. So I've been going to him, and like, yo, it's funny because you know how your connection is with your barber. Like you've obviously been with your barber for a long time.
Definitely.
But like, yeah, like he's turned into like kind of like a mentor for me, bro. Cause like when it comes to like the social media stuff. And like I love this dude, man. Like this guy got a school, like he's big time. Like, and like you say, he's from here. Like, you know what I mean? And people don't
Definitely.
realize like you said, like you gotta like, rub shoulders, and you know what I mean, and network, and utilize like, the resources, the people that want to be in your corner, that, you know what I mean, are trying to, help you in some
See,
way, you know what I mean?
it's funny that you mentioned that, man, because like I said, like obviously he knew me forever, and for a long time, like I didn't really know how to. Like I always heard about the stories and like just him, supporting Mom Dukes and then being friends, but like I didn't really have that direct relationship with him per se.
Yeah,
But like I would see him do things that inspire me immensely. So I
yeah,
used to be
yeah.
a school teacher for a little bit. I was teaching emotional support, so I was assistant teacher in emotional support
Okay.
classroom, and he was a guest speaker for the whole middle school, like all the middle schools in the school district of Lancaster. You
Okay.
feel me?
Dope,
So it was
dope,
like a
dope.
Zoom presentation where he jumped on and he spoke to all the kids, talked about, working with Cardi B, working with all these, top celebrities, and really how humbling it was, because it was like, yo, like, yeah, I've done all these type of things, but that's not what makes me successful. The things that makes me successful are the things that allow me to do those things. And just to
Yes.
hear that from a person like that was incredible. And then a couple months later, I got to be the guest speaker for all the middle schoolers, and that kind of springboarded me to where I am now. So, I mean, from
Oh,
close or far, man, like that dude's story, and even somebody like Will, like, just elite black men need to be around other elite black men. You feel
talk
me? And
about
even
it,
if you're
bro.
not elite, but you aspire to be elite, you
Yeah.
gotta find a mentor. You gotta find somebody that has done it before. Like I hate when people try to say, "Yeah, man, I'm self-made. I did it by myself."
Yeah,
It's like, come
yeah.
on, yo, ain't
Who's
nobody really
self-made?
self-made.
Nah,
Yeah, ain't
nobody
nobody really
self-made.
self-made, bro. It's about who you know, bro, and
Yep.
it's about what you know as well. But it's definitely about who you know and who knows you and who values you. So that's where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, facts. That's big time, man. That's good, man. That's good. And so yeah, speaking of growing up or whatever, I got a little topic real quick, man. I
Okay.
seen this. Sometimes the shade room has some stuff that I kind of like, and I think it's funny. So it's a multiple choice, you know what I mean? So I want you to answer this, like, and maybe this tells me a little bit about how you grew up or how your parents were, you know what I mean, whatever. So it says, so which phrase did you grow up hearing the most growing up? Right. So it
It'll be
says,
funny.
so A, I'm not one of your little friends, right?
Mm.
B, you must think money grows on trees. C, do I look like Boo Boo the Food to you? D, you got McDonald's money? Or E, I brought you into this world and I can take you out, whatever. You know what I mean? Which phrase
See,
did you hear the most?
it's definitely gonna be out of A and E.
Okay, okay. So I'm not one of your
Re,
little
re,
friends, and then
it's,
I brought you into this world.
and I'll take you
That
out.
sounds like
Yeah.
a something that a mom would say, right? Is that like
Yes,
a
for
okay,
sure. For
okay?
sure, man. Yeah, my mom did not play, bro. My mom did not play. And it's just funny because like, now that I'm a dad
Yes.
of two sons, and they be acting a fool sometimes, and all she could do is tell me like, now the new one is, oh, where you think you got it from? Or like
Yep.
they just
Yep. Yep.
acting just like you, and I'm
Yep.
like, man, I'm getting it back full circle. You know what I mean? But
Definitely.
Yeah, my mom was not no joke, man, at
Yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah. So like she was strict in terms of like discipline and stuff, or did you
Yeah,
kind of
she
get,
was.
or was you? I mean, were you a good kid, or were you know good at
I mean,
good
it
in her,
depends. If you ask,
good in front of her? You know what I'm saying?
if you ask her, she's going to have some other opinions. But I think growing up, I was a good kid. I was mischievous, you know.
Okay, of
I'm also
course.
the
Boy,
oldest
you a
of
boy.
seven.
Oh,
Yeah, of
you're
course.
what? You're
Well,
what?
I'm the oldest of seven. Yeah, so I
Oh,
got
so you
four
got it the
sisters, three
hardest. You
brothers.
got it the hardest, I
Of
think.
course,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course, bruh. You ever watch Game of Thrones?
I love Game of Thrones. I love Game of
Bro,
Thrones.
I so all right, check this out, right? Don't judge me, right? But I mean, you watch Game of Thrones, so you already know what's up.
Yeah,
You feel
yeah.
me? All right, Friday, I just started watching Game of Thrones for the first time ever, bro.
Well, all
I'm
right.
already,
How far are you? How far are you?
I'm halfway through season 5 right now. That's why I said don't judge me.
You cooking, bro. Like you got time on your hands. Like, yo, what?
It was the break. It was the break. The break gave me some
It's
time.
no,
I was going in.
it's the best. I stand on this. It's the best show ever because the dialogue is so rich. I always there's not a wasted line of dialogue. If this
Not even
nigga
a little
says
bit.
something in season 2, you better pay attention to it because in season 5, episode 6, he gonna bring up that little piece of the conversation. You're gonna be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, yo, I love
Yo,
that
you know
show.
it's whack. I feel like I'm telling my homies about it. I'm like, yo, y'all watch this show, and nobody watches it. And even my people that try to put me on, they so far past it that they like,
Oh,
you're not even watching that no more. You're
you
like,
were
go
House of
watch
the
the House of
Dragons.
Dragons.
Yeah, as I say, you know, so I have another podcast. It's called Recap and Record, and we did season 1 recapping House of the Dragon, man. So
Okay.
yeah, check that out, man.
Oh, I
Like
gotta check it out. Word. I'm
once
definitely
you
gonna
get
do
there,
that. Yeah,
So
let me catch up first. Yo,
um,
I'm gonna tell you this though, yo. Shorty, oh man, Shorty, blonde hair, John, really light white hair.
Targaryen, yeah, Daenerys.
She's different. Oh, she's
Yeah, you all
different.
right. Your opinion might change about her. I don't know, but
Okay, all
I
right,
mean,
word.
but I'm that's all
Man,
I'm saying. But
man, rest in peace to the King of the North, man. That was
yeah,
my
oh yeah,
man, dog.
yeah.
Yo, I
Ned
had
and
love for
Rob,
him,
man.
dog.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ned
they
and
did
Rob.
him dirty, bro. They
For
did him
real.
dirty,
For
bro.
real. So what was the
Mm.
connection to Game of Thrones just now? Like, cause you was like, did I watch it? Like, what made you say that? Cause you saying that you was the oldest of 7.
Yeah. Oh, so
You guys, yeah, we
basically
gotta bring it back. Gotta bring it back.
the king of the North. You feel me?
Okay,
Like just
okay.
thinking of like low key. I feel like I always had this pressure of doing what is right. And one thing I always appreciated about that dude's character, right? Like he was never self proclaimed. Other people proclaim things for him.
Yeah.
Like he may say something joking around or something like that, but like they really named him the King of the North. Like he
Yes.
didn't plan to be the King of the North. They named him the Lord of Winterfell when his mom left. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like
Yep.
the he wasn't always aspiring to be the top boy. It was like, yo, things just happen and somebody got to step up. He would step up, and then those people that he stepped up for would proclaim him something. So honestly, to me, like that's where I'm at right now. It's just ironic that I didn't know about that show as much as I did now.
Oh
You feel me?
man.
And my name, being Sir Dominique Jordan, like my pops would ask me all the time, yo, where you get that from? You got that from Game of Thrones? And I
Yeah.
look, one of my best friends, his name is Tyrion as well. So like me,
You
he
got
would ask us
you
all
got
the
a friend named Tyrion for real?
yeah, yo, but he
Oh
mad big
wow.
though. He like a giant. He like Hodor.
Okay.
No
Okay.
cat. He like Hodor. Like he
Hold
big.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and he's a nice guy. Like he's chill. But ironically, mad people always ask me and him like, "Yo, have you ever watched Game of Thrones?" Because I'm Sir Dominique Jordan. He's Tyrion. You
Yeah.
feel me? And we're like, "Nah, bro. What is that?" And now that I
Yeah.
watch, I've been calling my boy T Mac all weekend. Like, bro, you need to watch the show, bro.
Yeah.
You need to watch the show, bro. Like, because even Tyrion, I like Tyrion on the
No,
show,
Tyrion
bro.
is
He's fire.
low key the best. He's like one of the most complete characters. I'll say that. Yeah, I mean, definitely for sure.
Facts,
He
bro.
definitely go
Facts,
through the
man.
ups and downs for real. And yeah, man, yeah. Wait till you get to the end. I ain't gonna say nothing else about it. Just wait till you get to the end, man. It's good, man. So that's good though, man. Yeah, like yeah, catch that recap and record, man, on House of the Dragon season 1. But yeah, I was thinking that too, like your name, because I watch Game of Thrones and I'm like, you can only be called a sir if you've been knighted. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
where does that come from? Like, I don't know, you just being
So,
eloquent and like, because you're a poet and all that. Like,
I mean, honestly, that's exactly what it is. I didn't want it to be so cliche, but at the same time, I'm like, especially in my city, I feel
yeah,
like I use my poetry and just my influence to be able to inspire people. You feel me? And
yeah.
make some real change, economic change, political change, social
Okay,
change.
okay, okay.
And it's happening. Like we've seen the fruits of our labors happen immensely. Like even one thing that I'm really proud of that I've been a part of in these last couple of weeks and months we're starting our city's poet laureate position up again. I don't know if you're familiar
Okay.
with a poet laureate,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's a government position. You know, it's a paid position. It's a very unique opportunity for people to just be able to, you know, express themselves in a brand new way, and be able to inspire people in a brand new way. So I'm not going to be the next poet laureate, but I'm a part of the committee. So I was
Oh,
kind of
okay.
like the select person to help culminate, you know, some of the efforts to be able to create this position. And you know, the application process is about to start next month. So at the
Yeah,
top of the year, we're going to push this out. Hopefully by April, National Poetry Month of next year, 2023, we'll find out who our city's poet laureate will be. Just
yeah,
like things like that. Like, I'm not really worried about the right now, bro. In 10, 15, 20 years from now, even when I'm long gone, people are going to remember. Hopefully somebody remember, like, yo, we brought this back. And I
yeah,
think that's
yeah.
like incredible. You know what I'm saying? That's incredible.
Does every city have one of those? A poet laureate?
So,
Yeah, I think it's just laureate.
so yeah, poet laureate. So technically, no. But I think every city that has, you know, some type of city council, mayor, stuff like that,
Yeah.
it's a pretty, at least for us, it was a pretty easy process to get started because we invest a lot into the arts community. So I'm pretty sure if York doesn't have one, York could definitely get one.
Yeah,
Pretty sure
yeah.
Harrisburg probably has one. Like, I mean, even states have poet laureates. You know, the
Yes.
United States of America has a poet laureate. So if we're serious about championing art in a brand new way and champion, you know, opportunities for our youth, and this is what we got to do. You feel me? So
Okay,
I think it's
okay.
just going to be a great opportunity moving forward to be to open up more opportunities for folks. Like hopefully one day we'll have a youth poet laureate, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, but anyway, to just reiterate your question, you know, that's the Sir is about that, about creating
Okay.
opportunities that'll last way longer than me. You know, that I think a lot of people get it chopped. You know, you can't be a knight and be a king. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I am a king by heart, but like I
Yes.
fight for other kings. Like that's what I'm doing. Like my
Yes,
sons
yeah.
are kings, so I feel like I'm a knight for them, and I'm a knight for the other kings that look like me that don't get the opportunities that they deserve. And you know what's crazy, man?
That's deep,
Why aren't
bro.
there more black people in Game of Thrones, man? I thought I was tripping, dog. We need some more black and brown people in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, so all
What was we
right.
doing during the medieval times? How
Well,
was that? Can you
it's
tell me
not, that's
that?
the thing, it's not medieval, it's technically not medieval times. This is a fantasy
Okay.
world altogether.
Okay.
Westeros and
Makes sense.
Essos,
Makes
like
sense.
so. But I guess the black people, like ethnic people, would be the Dothrakis.
Yeah.
One of this, there was like a pirate on there that was cool with Davos. He was a black dude,
I
but
remember
like
him.
in House of the Dragon, I mean, you see old, because it's a prequel, so you see older houses. So House of Valerian is it's like the Valerians and the Targaryens are the two most powerful houses, but House of Valerian is a black house. Like it's a black man that leads it.
Okay.
You know, they end up having a lot of mixed kids and all
And that, if I'm not
that.
mistaken, that's where my man my man Tyrion Shorty is from, Valerio or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Her people are, yeah. She don't, because she's from King's Landing, but like no, her people way back, the Targaryens. Yes, they're from old Valeria. And then yeah, then
Okay.
in Old Valyria there was the Valerians and the Targaryens, and
Ah,
they ruled forever. Like yeah, I mean, so but
bro, I'm about
it,
to go home and tap in. Just so you know, I'm going home
yeah,
and
oh
tap
my
in.
god, that's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, we went on a nice little tangent there, but
Yeah, my
that's
bad.
good, and you gotta check it out. But yeah, so back to that question. In terms of me, like the phrase I heard the most growing up, it would be like you got McDonald's money, whatever. And that's like something your dad would say. Like yeah, that's definitely like, because my dad, I live with my mom or my dad, like different parts of my life, whatever. But like it just, one of them things where he kind of was cheap in certain ways, like when it came to like little stuff, like he know we got food at home. I mean, he gonna
Right.
make sure that don't be asking me for that type of stuff unless you got McDonald's money. Like what I mean.
Word
That's
up.
the type of dad he was, whatever. And
Saying
I
Oscar
catch,
proud.
yeah, and I catch myself saying that to myself. He always wanted a little, this you got money for that? You like, what I mean? Like just teaching them the importance of a dollar. Like, yo, bro, you gotta earn, and you gotta spend wisely, man. Sometimes you don't need, all those different things, but that's dope, man. I
Facts,
like the
bro.
connection to
Facts.
your name, man. That's real dope. I like how you said, yeah, you're a knight for your sons, man. Like you fight for that. That's hard, bro. That's real hard. So,
Appreciate that,
um,
man.
so speaking of growing up, though, also, man, and these two figures, they were kind of staples when we were younger. You know what I'm saying? And just kind of getting into this, this idea of like maybe biting the hand that feeds you, right? So,
Mm.
so you seen Bow Wow. All right, you seen Romeo. I mean, in the past week or so, just kind of going through some little things. Like Bow Wow's is not as serious as Romeo's, and we can get into that a little deeper. But so with Bow Wow, he, if y'all ain't see, man, he's kind of like in a social media spat with like the Brat and Jermaine Dupri, because Jermaine Dupri, he said in an interview that he is actually basically the brains of 106 in Park, and he created it specifically for his artist at the time, Lil Bow Wow, you know what I mean? And we knew growing up, I don't know, are you old enough to know 106 in Park? I know I'm a little older.
All day.
Okay.
All day.
And he was number one for like years straight. You know what I mean? Like he was always number one, you know what I mean? And seeing Jermaine Dupri say that, I was like,
AJ and Free days.
AJ and Free, yeah.
AJ and Free days.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And so seeing that, it kind of made sense in a way, like, that it makes sense if Jermaine Dupri created it for Bow Wow because he wanted a way to kind of promote his artist. And then it made me think, like, damn, was this shit rigged for Bow Wow all them years? Like, you know what I mean? Like, because it definitely was a big promotional tool. But it was weird though for Bow Wow to kind of come out and say, no, he's lying. He didn't create it, and he basically credited the people at BET who probably worked there when Jermaine Dupri was probably giving them this idea. He might have had the idea, but like obviously they put it into fruition. But like it was just kind of weird, and like they kind of attacked him a little bit. At least the Brat did. Like she was like, "Yo, what the fuck is you talking about?" Like you know what I mean? Like why are you like what are you doing right now? And I think for Bow Wow, it's like a case of like just maybe you just don't have all the information. Because I know he was an employee of BET for a little bit too, you know what I mean? So like maybe but like it was kind of weird with that. Like so, like I don't know. What did you think? Did you think like he was out of line, or do you think?
For starters, I want to just peel back first. I would say, in any sense, I don't think the Brat is out of line.
Okay.
Before we even, I don't think the Brat, what she said specifically.
Yeah,
that's the first thing I said before I seen the dispute. I seen what Brat said.
Yes,
and I feel her. You feel me? Like at the end of the day, somebody that puts you on, that really gave everything for you to be who you are. You'll never violate them. And even if they are like again, think about
even if they're wrong.
Yeah, the Game of Thrones shit. Sometimes you gotta let the old heads do what they do. You feel me? Like I don't necessarily know. We don't know the facts. We don't know what Jermaine Dupri was doing. But even when I actually seen what Jermaine Dupri said, it's not like he exactly said like, "Oh, that was my idea. I'm the one that." But it's almost like me and you had a conversation, right, about something. Let's say we had a conversation about, your let's say we have a conversation about before 280 exists. We need a podcast about this and about that, and like I can't be the one to do that, man. But man, we need somebody that's just a good speaker. And I'm over here speaking to you, and you're like, man, hell yeah, that sounds like a great idea, man. Like, shoot, I got some podcast stuff at the crib. I got this at the crib. And I got that at the crib. I'm like, well, look, man, do something about it.
Yeah.
And then eventually you make it happen. And I'm like, yo, man, I remember us having that little conversation back at such and such. And now look, like to me, that's how I took what Jermaine Dupri was saying.
Okay.
Now what Bow Wow did was take it to a higher level. And not like that, bro. He's a cloud chaser. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So like to me, any way that he can use a platform to build himself back up into Mr. 106, that was the best time of his life.
Yes.
When he was Mr. 106,
that's his peak. He peaked at 15 years old. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
he does not want anybody to take that away from him. You feel me? But at the end of the day, if you really got, respect for yourself, respect for the legacy that you're gonna leave, you're gonna respect the elders that, paved the way for you. So even to piggyback on this, you mentioned the Romeo situation. I don't know all the details of the Romeo situation, but it's like, yo, bro, like at the end of the day, right? Like what the head Lancaster say, or Lancaster, what's his name again?
Lancaster. Tyrion Lancaster. They always pay their debts.
His pops.
His dad. That was my favorite character. Like Tywin is that boy, bro. Like I fuck with Tywin. And he's an asshole, but you got to be like that.
You think kings run Westeros?
Exactly. Yeah, like
kings run Westeros. Yeah, bro. Do you see who's running it right now?
Yeah, I'm the most powerful man out here.
My young boy. It's like, come on, my young boy.
Yeah,
like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
Even when young boy started flipping the script, I remember the scene I just seen before I left the crib. Right, they was sitting at the small counter. I'm sorry, we had to give.
That's why you late. That's why you late. Oh, that's
Nah,
crazy,
look,
man.
but they were sitting at the little small council table, right? And the young boy starts getting snappy at Tyrion, and Tyrion started wilding on him. You
Yep,
feel me?
yep,
Like, yo,
yep.
bro, I will kill you up in this joint. And
Yeah.
everybody's like, did he really just threaten the king?
And he's
Just
like,
threaten
now,
the king.
now, calm
And
down.
and
Like,
and Tywin's like, yo, listen, you need to go get some sleeping pills. Go take a nap with your mom,
yeah,
because now you getting nutty.
he put the king to bed, basically. He sent him to bed without his dinner. Like that's what I think
So to
Tyrion said
me,
that.
that's what that's what Master P needs to do to Lil Romeo. Like, sit down, chill out, bro. Because at the end of the day, if P pulls a plug, what was the little collars that Romeo was doing all the commercials for?
Oh yeah, I
Uh, uh
remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
ICC college or something like.
Something like
You
that. Some crazy shit.
you want dad to cancel the college?
Yeah.
Because dad got you that. Let's just be real, bro. We didn't even know who Romeo was until dad was like, yo, you trying to be on this TV show?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
trying to do
yeah,
this?
yeah.
You trying to do that? Like, come on, let's just call a spade a spade.
Well, all right. So I before, like when I first seen it, whatever, you know what I mean? I think that's my initial reaction too. Like, yo, yeah, Master P, I mean, you made his son, you know what I mean? Like why is he, you know what I mean, saying whatever? But like it seems like, yo, this is something that like Romeo's been holding in for a long time. And like, yo, like when they start pulling the receipts, basically, you know, I mean, Master P was like allegedly, you know, what I mean, at least this is Romeo's story, is that you know, what I mean, he's kind of like not letting Romeo in on any of the financial things, and like Romeo was kind of going with it when it comes to rap snacks. We thought that Master P owned that shit a long time ago, but he didn't. And Romeo just got his first check from Rap Snacks like last week, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he was promoting that company for free, you know what I mean? And apparently, you know, obviously, Master P is a mogul, he starts businesses, whatever, and he's accrued debt, whatever. All the money that Romeo has earned as an artist, Master P was kind of using that to pay off his own debts. Like, and that's what he's alleging. And he's basically saying, yeah, man, it's a facade, like, you know what I mean, that my dad is kind of putting up. And you know, it's just kind of crazy when you start digging in onto the layers. And obviously Master P has a lot of people revere him, you know what I mean? Yeah, he is an old head when you think about, you know, being a mogul. Like, he was one of those names, like whether you liked his music and all that, whatever, like we knew he had all these different ventures, or at least he put out there that he had, you know what I mean? Like, because then it's like making it like, oh, like it's kind of like he's like pulling the curtain back a little bit and saying like, yo, I don't know, guys, like we lived contract to contract, basically. Like, we wasn't eating like y'all think we was, you know what I mean? So like I kind of has a little bit of empathy for Romeo, just because, like, yo, like imagine that though, like, you know what I mean, you don't even want to be in the music industry, maybe, you know what I mean, your dad puts you on and you know, sells you all these dreams, and you're being a team player for your whole life, and then your dad is saying something that triggers you, and you're like, nah, fuck that, like, nah. And granted, maybe there's a time and place for that, but also once he announced that, like, Rap Snacks, they was like, yo, we didn't realize this was going on here. This is your send us your banking info, whatever, like, and they sent him his first check, whatever, for a company that he was like promoting and dealing with for,
heavily.
yeah, all his life. So
So
I was like, so that one was Bow Wow is like, you wilding. Romeo is like, this is a family matter, and maybe yeah, they need to handle this behind closed doors. Maybe I'll say that, but I don't know if Romeo is necessarily wrong though either. So
so I would attest to this. He might not necessarily be wrong,
yeah,
but then you gotta think about it like this, right? Like, when were they having these conversations over Thanksgiving? What was their Christmas dinners looking like? What was their Thanksgiving dinners looking like? You
yeah,
feel me? Like, I'm not about to feel bad for Romeo when Romeo's out here driving whatever car that he wants to drive. You feel me? And even if it's dad that gave it to you, like, at the end of the day, bro, like, you're not like, and look, he's never been Lil Bow Wow. You feel me? I know they had their
yeah.
little, but like, his music was never
No, he
that
never. I
major.
don't
You
even
feel me?
remember any
So it's
Romeo songs for like,
that's what I'm saying.
I
So it's
can't.
like, yo, at the end of the day, like, your pops literally created. It's
Yeah,
just a facade. He made a creative facade of Lil Romeo. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So like, what are we really saying here? Like, I definitely, you know, I one thing I don't like, shiesty biz. You feel me? Shiesty
yeah.
business is never a good look. But at the end of the day, neither is throwing your family under the bus,
That's
whether
fair.
good, bad, or indifferent. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta figure that thing out before it hits. the nail on the head. And like right now, it just doesn't look tasteful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Especially when at the
yeah,
end of the day, real entrepreneurs, real businessmen never stop moving. Like Jay
yes,
Z couldn't be the the businessman Jay Z and the top artist Jay Z. That's why he always was retiring per se all the time, because you
yeah,
can't. There's no way you could do both. Like
yeah.
Master P is actively pushing, businesses right now. They got the Snoop cereal that just popped off. I actually,
Okay,
I'm a spokesperson for the Snoop cereal. You feel me?
okay,
So I don't
okay.
want to say like, hey, like, oh, he might be cutting me a check soon. Like, not even like
Ah,
that. But
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
me just knowing how things operate. Like, I've never talked to Master P personally, but
Okay,
over the phone, Master P has talked to me, and the way that he talk business is different. You know what I'm saying? The
yeah,
grind
yeah,
is different. Like, where I mean, not like that, but Romeo always, even from the perception of seeing him on his little TV shows or whatever, he always kind of seemed like a lazy bull. Where Bow Wow didn't
okay.
seem lazy.
Nah,
He never seemed
Bow
lazy.
Wow was a worker. Bow Wow
Yeah,
definitely
he was a
was about
worker,
that
but
life.
sometimes it's like, yo, like Bow Wow's the type of employee where it's like, yo, bro, we're not even open today. You know what I'm saying? Go home. Like he don't want to go home, like go home. Where Romeo, like, yo, we're getting time and a half today, and like you were supposed to be on the clock, but you called off 10 minutes before we were supposed to start because you
Yeah,
little
yeah,
Romeo. You know what I'm saying? That's just
yeah,
the perception that I have of them guys.
yeah,
So I'm like,
yeah,
yo, like if you really wanted it, you be eating right there next to your pops. But like he not just gonna hand you the keys because you think he ready.
yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? Like
fair.
you got to
Yeah,
be ready. If you ready to drive this Ferrari, then you ready to drive the Ferrari. But what you now you sad because your dad don't want to give you the keys to Ferrari?
yeah, yeah,
Like, come on,
yeah.
bro. What are we talking about, bro? You ain't broke, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
you ain't broke.
well, I mean, he not. Well, yeah,
Unless
because
unless
like I said, you are you're
unless he stopped
affiliated.
showing up for Thanksgiving and Christmas. He
Yeah,
stopped
yeah,
showing up Christmas. He stopped showing up to, and I'm not affiliate. I don't want to make it seem like I know
yeah,
them
yeah,
like
yeah,
that. I've
yeah,
never
yeah.
met him. You feel me?
Okay,
But I
okay.
work in that space to know, like, bro, these are multi-million-dollar businesses. You feel
Yes,
me? If you're not getting your cut, there's something else that's going on. It
something
can't
else
just be
going.
something
Yeah,
that's minuscule, bro. When this nigga's handing millions to other people,
yeah.
like, bro, and I'm not saying even fall in line, but what is your business?
Yeah, yeah, because
Romeo could have started
you
his
would,
own
yeah,
business.
because you could just off his name alone, like you know what I mean, like you can, you know what I mean, he should be able to generate something just off his name alone, you know what I mean. But
Facts,
it's
bro.
funny, like what if like what's some weird shit though, like what if his dad has like his life rights or something where it's like where it's like he can't make no money off of the name Romeo, you know what I mean? I don't know, but like
I mean, you're right. You're right though.
you wonder, like I don't know, it makes me wonder.
Don't tell me Masterpiece Tywin Lannister.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He might be. He might be. You
Yeah,
know?
he might
But
be.
I do fuck with Tywin though, bro. Like, and it's crazy because he's a villain, but I'm like I like a good villain though sometimes. You know what I mean? So
Yo, a good one that keeps the story moving is
hell
is
yeah,
underrated, bro.
hell yeah,
Underrated.
hell yeah. So all right, man. Let's move on. That's good. That's good
All
stuff
right,
right there. What y'all think, man? In the comment section, man. Is Lil Bow Wow wrong? Is Lil Romeo out of place? Should you ever bite the hand that feeds you? Should you know what I mean, pick and choose your battles, you know what I mean, especially publicly when it comes to money and clout and all this type of stuff. So, I mean, leave a comment in the comment section. You know what I mean, hit the like button, man, and hit the subscribe button if y'all still watching though. So yeah, let's move on, man. And so you got a new project. You got a new project coming out, you know what I mean? And I had to ask you a little question like yesterday, because I'm like, he got a project. I know he do spoken word, but he do kind of spit a little bit. So I'm like, what is this project? So tell us the name of the project, and then also kind of like what's the concept of it, you know what I mean? Because it's a little
word.
bit
So
different than what people might be used to, you know what I'm saying?
definitely. So, on just my journey this year, poetry has taken me a lot of places. Spoken word poetry, to be exact, has taken me a lot of places. Big shout out to my sis Thundercat, Jazz White, Terry and Mac, just a couple of my squad that have been rocking with me, but more so the poetry, endeavors that I've been able to take have taken me all around this country, bro. Like
Okay.
I never thought I was going to get on a plane again. Like I went on my first plane when I was 18 and I joined the military. Didn't
Okay.
jump on another one until last year. And this year alone, I've been on three. You
Oh
know,
wow. Okay.
went to New Orleans by myself, did poetry at a lot of different places by myself, did some poetry out in LA by myself, take it. Shout out to the prolific cocoon. Like I've been on a lot of like this small circuit of doing poetry and spoken word where like I was doing it at home. And as much as I love, my city of Lancaster, some things can get stale fast. You feel
Yeah.
me? And I
Yeah.
think like people were, kind of taking what I was saying and what I was bringing to the table for granted. It's
Mm.
like as soon as I do it on a beat, then it could be a little bit more tasteful, a little bit more accepted. But as when I would give it to them raw, they weren't seeming to get it until I started going on these trips, and other people started to really get it. And now people's
Yes.
ears are opening up, and they're like, "What did you say again?" And even for myself, like I was doing a lot of hyper positivity stuff, which is great, affirmation music, affirmation
Yes.
poetry, stuff like that. But then I started, pushing my pen a little bit and forcing myself to step outside of the box. And that's
Okay.
what this new project is about. It's entitled The Prolific One, because that's what some folks refer to me as, the prolific one. I'm heavily, inspired by Nipsey Hussle. So in every way that I can honor that man's name, and just the notion of being prolific and planting seeds to help the world breathe, like that's what this is about. So, it's a six track EP. It's spoken words specifically. Has a lot of music accompaniment. I got some mix and mastering and some dope vocals from A Rose, who you just had on the show.
Yes. Let's
So
go.
yeah, he mixed the second track, or mix and mastered the second track and the last track. And you can hear his vocals in the second track as well. And that joint is one of my favorite tracks. I've been sitting on for like a year, and it's changed. And I
Yeah.
finally got an opportunity to put it on something, because I didn't have a packaged product that I thought it was going to fit with. So
Yeah.
literally each track has some instrumentation, live instrumentation. So the first track, I got a violinist from Juilliard. He's from Lancaster, PA. His name is Dr. Jimenez. That's my guy.
Okay. Okay.
Um, Second track, like I said, it rose. Third track, I got my boy Ben Oaks producing that joint with a cello in the back. Like I'm
Wow.
saying, bro, like it's all like real, like deep stuff. So it's not the club tracks. It's not like the heavy like
You
turn
on some
up.
like To Pimp a Butterfly type shit.
You feel me, bro? I'm
Okay.
trying to
Okay.
inspire people
Okay.
to just think a little bit differently. You know what I mean? And take
Okay.
some time to like chill, like and really evaluate, the circumstances that are around you, if that makes sense. Like, and there's no like real theme of the project other than just using your voice and being unapologetic about it. Because
Okay.
like I said,
Okay.
typically I would make that affirmation stuff, but now, I'm stepping out of my zone. I'm rapping about, or not rapping, but speaking poetry about love, speaking
Okay.
poetry about mental health, speaking
Okay.
poetry about political change. Like it's so many different pockets, but I'm trying to be intentional about challenging my own verbiage, my
Yeah.
own cadence and tempo, but still make it entertaining. So I really hope people enjoy it, and it's dropping on New Year's Eve.
Okay. So is it are there any poems on there that we like, is everything stuff that we never heard before, or like is it stuff that like has been compiled
Yeah,
over the
so
year that
yeah, I would say that a lot of it is stuff that's been compiled over the last year and a half.
okay, okay,
So
okay.
some of them are definitely
So
pieces that people
you
have
might
heard
see,
before.
okay, so you might see like a video, like you performed it live or something like that. Okay. I
Yup,
didn't know if
definitely.
this was like
So
all
I would
top
say this:
secret stuff, like, you
there
know what I mean?
are. It's funny that you mentioned that. I'm thinking about it. There are really only two tracks, like poems on there that I spit on a regular basis. Other
Okay.
than that, to your point, it is kind of all new content, because it's how
Oh,
if I drop something on Instagram as a reel and people see it, great, but they're not going back and watching that
nah,
regularly.
you're
So I
right. You're
don't
right.
look at that as but there's only two of them that I perform regularly. Like there's just one that's called "The Red Rose Smells Funny."
Okay.
That's my intro track, where a lot of people know me for that one. That's like the ode to my city, but it has
Okay.
like this like satire. See, you watch Game of Thrones, so you gonna get it, bro.
Yes,
And it's
yes,
wild that I
yes.
just started watching it, and
That's
I'm
crazy.
realizing why people are coming to me like, bro, do you watch that? Like,
Yeah.
it's real. So but now I got another one that I just wrote it this year, and it's actually my favorite, my probably one of my favorite poems I have right now. It's called "Be Goat." And
Okay.
I've done it in NOLA, I've done it in New York, I've done it in Philly, done it in obviously Lancaster. So like that one, I think a lot of people know me for. But yeah, other than that, bro, they're all like just really, really different. Like one of my favorite ones on it is my trip that I took out to LA, and it's
Okay.
called Katara. Have you ever watched Avatar? You hit the Avatar, the Last
Uh,
Airbender.
nah, I didn't get into that. I never got into
Okay.
that, but it's good though.
So no, it's really dope. It's really
Okay.
dope. And just the idea of like, water bending, air bending, fire bending, earth bending, all that stuff. So this one is just inspired by just water bending and the
Okay.
name Katara. So yeah, when y'all hear that one's probably my favorite joint on there. And I got one of my bass guitarists from my band. He's playing guitar in the back. Shout out to my man Ben Roth from Kaleidoscope. Yeah, so we're basically I wanted to create a project that culminated some of these efforts and some of these, travels and
Okay.
experiences, man. Because I've been hosting 5 poetry open mics a month in my city. Like,
5 a month.
and yeah, 5 a month, bro. And I didn't even realize that until I started getting to the tail end of the year, and people are telling me like, at first people are like, "Oh, you gonna bring yourself out? You gonna bring yourself out?" I'm like, "Nah, never." And as soon as people started getting used to me doing it, then I started feeling the weight a little bit. Like, and it wasn't even that, I couldn't do it anymore. It was like, yo, that takes a lot out of you to like be hearing some of this stuff on a regular basis. Like it's like real heavy,
Yeah.
feelings in poetry, a lot
Yeah.
of vulnerability, a lot of, suicide, poetry, a lot of, heartbreak poetry, all these
Yeah.
things. And I'm carrying this weight with me and not even realizing how much of that, I was cultivating or was stirring up in me. So this is my way of like giving this to the people so I could start working on some of the new efforts and things that, I've been hoping for. Like, so when I met you, you see me with the band, so that's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
totally different experience than the poetry. You feel me?
Yeah.
So the
Okay. Okay.
poetry is this, and then hopefully next year I'll lean more into the band and giving people a project like that.
So, all right. So, one thing that you said to me, you were saying like, this project, it's like revitalizing like the poetry scene in the community. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
what was it like? So, it sounds like it's like an explosion because 5 a month. Yeah, I mean, so how many months? Like, y'all been doing it all year? Like, I didn't even
Bro,
know
we've
there
been
was
doing it
like.
for almost a year, bro. I,
Okay.
I I think we started in March. We were doing
Okay.
one at
Okay.
this local pizza shop called House of
House of
Pizza in
Pizza.
our
Okay.
city.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. You live out here, so
Yeah.
you
I
know
live.
what's
Yeah. I
up,
know
bro.
House of Pizza, bro.
Bro,
Yeah. Yeah.
literally every second or third Monday, excuse me, my bad. Every second or third Monday, we would do a House of Pizza open mic, and we changed it to House of Poetry, and it would
Okay.
just transform. The bar side on House of Pizza,
Yes.
bro. They would be filled with like 30, 40 people
Really.
on a random Monday night, and we was vibing. And me and Thundercat were the hosts. Shout out to my man Chris Orlando at the bar. It was really his idea to bring something different and unique to the
Yeah.
space. And yeah, bro, like it was going really well for a while, and it still is. We just had our last one last week,
Oh
and
yeah,
then a
you
Concrete
invited
Rose.
me out. Yeah, Concrete Rose.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah, yeah.
invited me out to that.
Yep.
Okay. So what is that?
So a
Like I didn't
concrete
even know like these places existed. Like what are these places, man? Like yeah,
So
this is the
a concrete rose is like an incubator for poetry, if you want to say. It was an idea founded by Speak to My Soul owner, Vita Cologne, and her wife, who's a great spoken word poet, inspires me a lot. She basically came up with this idea a couple years back, about having a bookstore and a winery, so a micro winery and a bookstore in one space, and it's actually the first of its kind in Pennsylvania, owned by Black queer women, and it's the
okay.
first of its kind in the country.
Okay.
So a lot of people don't know about that, John, bro. So it's the first black
Yeah,
owned
we gotta put
micro
it out
winery.
there. We gotta get it
Yeah,
out
we gotta
there.
let people know.
280 plus. I'm saying like
And yeah, let people know for sure. And then every Wednesday night we do a poetry event there. So I was hosting that one. And then outside of that, they're open 6 days a week. Mondays, nights
yeah.
are always weird on Mondays. But
Yeah.
other than that, they're always open, bro. They don't just sell wine, but they sell coffee, tea, just
Okay.
sell food, good ass food, bro. Really good food. Like I ain't
Yeah.
going cap, really good food. And then it's a bookstore, bro. So you could, bro. I'm like 6 for 6 in meetings in that spot. You feel me? I take
Yeah.
all the old white people that be wanting to invest in poetry. I bring them right down there to buy my lunch,
Yeah.
and then then we out, then we out. But yeah, like I said,
Ah,
and then they pull
that's
up on Wednesdays for the open mic, and they're like, "Man, this was incredible." I'm like, "Yeah, I
yeah.
told you. Like, I'm not gonna invite you if it ain't gonna be incredible." You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like we take it to the next level, man, and it's humbling to be able to say that, but it's also like when you work really, really hard at something, you got to stand on it. Ain't nobody else going to stand on it for you. So,
Yeah.
like, with
Yeah.
that being said, like now, we're trying to now that we know that people love poetry and they're showing
Yeah.
up for it, and more people are coming out the woodworks to even perform. We
I'm gonna
want
say,
to
yeah,
take
like how many people like is it like how many new people do you
bro,
get? Is
the
it way
list
more than
is
you?
always packed. The list is always packed. And we always have people from out of town, even out of state, pull up. Bro,
What
we
all
had
right,
somebody come from
what's a
out of
packed
country.
list? What's a packed list? 10 people,
So,
more than that?
so
That's a
I
lot
always
though. I
have
mean,
I always set the list at 12. I don't know why I do that, but I always set it at 12 for both of those events. They always go over that list, and then after that, and that's only one poem, a poem
what?
between 3 to 5 minutes. That's your so basically I give you go up there, say who you are. You get three to
Yes.
five minutes to spit your poem, say who you are again, then you dip. If we got time to do the double up, then I give people the heavily inspired by Nip. You feel me? When it
Yeah.
get time to do the double up, I had somebody come up and you could spit another piece. In the beginning, everybody had an opportunity to do the double up.
Yeah.
Now we might have 2, 3 people that could do the double up. And I know my people be mad at me because I be wanting to pick my squad. So since this year we created a poetry collective called Nobody's Pen, where
Okay.
it's not just about
Okay. Okay.
me.
That's what that is. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. So nobody's pen is better than anybody else's pen, but this pen is gonna
Ah.
do something. So
Yeah.
that's our squad. You feel me? So it's about 8 to 10 of us, comprised of poets from not just Lancaster, but from around the country. Really,
Yeah.
we got some folks from New York, from Baltimore, from other places, and the whole premise is to like just amplify poetry in a new way. The same way, the Wu-Tang would hold down their squad. You feel me? We're doing that with poetry with Nobody's Pen.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's taken us so many ways, but we want to take it. So a lot of the poets in most of the poets in Nobody's Pen are seasoned. You feel me?
Okay.
Like they
Okay.
do this. So like they don't need to just be at the open mic all the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
trying to set up a new regime where there's more showcases, there's more poetry slams, there's more, like Deaf Poetry Jam. So you
Yes.
ask like
Okay.
what
Okay.
what is the scene like? The scene is growing and it's at its beta stage, but moving into next year, we're trying to take it to a higher regime where people look at poetry at the same regard as they look at a muralist in our city. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
And the poet laureate is going to help that. Like even so on December 31st, the project drops on all streaming platforms at 12 a.m. on December 31st. So not on the
Yes.
New Year, but on New Year's Eve. That
Yes.
night on New Year's Eve, we're actually doing a poetry slam. It's called the Breakthrough, and it's a competition by Nobody's Pen. So we got
Okay.
8 to 10 poets that are literally performing for a pot of 250. So it was $25 to submit. So they paid $25 to be in. We took all that bread, put it in one pot for them, and they're going to compete in 3 rounds. They got to come with three poems prepared.
Yeah.
But they're going to compete with 3 rounds, spit their piece. We got 3 judges that are going to vote. Not vote, but they'll be scoring them 1 to 10 on our rubric that we created.
Okay.
And literally, that's going to be an opportunity for people to see poetry. It's not just open mic stuff. It ain't
Yeah.
something that I just wrote while I was in this room where I just wrote last week, that's great too. That
Yeah.
is great,
Yeah.
of course. That's the
Yeah.
point. But then what about those people that like had to practice in this one poem for a year? Just so they
Yes.
could give it to you in a totally different way, in a very performative way, in a very like our poetry slam is judged off a three subject rubric, right?
Okay.
Performance, originality, and time. You got to spit your poem in 3 minutes and 20 seconds or less.
Okay.
Like even for myself, I never had like a time limit,
Yeah.
on one poem. Like
Yeah.
that's for a musician or a performer. Yeah, there's that. But like to have one poem that you got to and practice and get it down, that's crazy. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for that, man. And then of course we're going to do a listening experience as well with the poetry slam. So if y'all around and want to kick it with us, come on out. We accept everybody. The tickets right now are $10, but they're gonna go up the day of show, and the location will not be announced
Yeah. I seen
until
that. I
the
seen that.
day of.
Oh,
Yeah, so we want
wow.
to, and how I'm hoping that how we do it. I don't want to just put it on social media and give people the location. No, if you're interested, you hit me up. We give you a ticket, and then I send you the location day of. So you
Okay.
can't just
Okay.
bring anybody. There won't be nobody just being able to get in from on the street. Like, nah,
Okay.
like we're hoping
Okay.
to cap it at like 30, 40 people, real intimate, we're gonna have the coquito on deck. And it's gonna be a vibe, yo.
Ah.
So tell the people come vibe, man. You're in Lancaster, bro.
Yes.
Come vibe with us,
Yeah. Damn.
bro.
Yo,
We'd love to have you, bro.
this is bigger than I like. I didn't know I was gonna get all this information. I didn't know it
It's
was this
underground,
big.
dog. It's underground.
Ah,
Yeah.
cause yeah, I remember Def Poetry Jam and stuff like that. But then like that goes away, and then you just as a consumer of and you don't see it, you just think like, all right, man, what I mean, people, I don't know what the hell they starting to do, whatever. But like y'all, what I mean, you and people, I guess, a part of your team and others, y'all really like trying to make this into something. And do you say like, would you say it's you and your team, Nobody's Pen, or is it more than y'all that are like really
Now I would say that
at the
there's a
forefront?
few right for right now. I'm gonna
Yes.
say for right now, it's definitely me and my squad. For
Okay.
right
Okay.
now, me and my squad are the ones that are the vanguards of it that are holding it on our shoulders. At least when it comes to poetry around Lancaster and
Yeah.
Lancaster County. You feel
Yes.
me?
Yes. Yes.
But with that being said, this year I've been exposed to so many other poetry communities. So big shout out to Tribes and Vibes that up in Allentown and like Lehigh
Okay.
Valley area, like their scene is popping too. Freaking, I don't know if you ever heard of Voices in Power, based out of Philly, but I see they're the ones that are definitely going to be the next Def Poetry Jam if they're not already. So you should check them
Okay.
out online. Like
Okay.
their stuff, they started with a poetry slam like 10 years ago in Philly and now have expanded to Miami, New York, New Jersey, and Houston. So like they have these experiences all over. So like all I'm trying to do is get our people hip here in Lancaster and afar so that they can start spreading their wings to go to other places and represent us in a higher fashion. You feel me?
Okay.
Because it's
Okay.
still crazy. I go to other places and people don't really know about our little city still.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, wait, you from the Amish? Wait, they got black
I
Amish
know
people?
they. Yeah.
I'm like,
I
bro, I'm
hate
not
that.
Amish, bro.
I hate
You know
that,
what I mean?
bro.
And I know they be joking, but
I
I'm not
know.
Amish, bro. Come on.
That's
So we
only
need
really a
to.
little section. That's only a section of like Lancaster County that is like mostly Amish. Like I
I
don't
feel
think
like
people
it's
realize
mad small. It's
it
mad
is.
small.
It
It's just
is.
like
But you
you
talking about
have to go
yeah.
through that to get to the city.
Yeah.
Like that's the
Exactly.
problem. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So everybody travels, they gotta go through it to get to the city. But with that being said, even that part, I got this one dude, right, that I just met the other day, that, his name's the Dutchman. He's a poet that I met at an open mic, right? His name's the Dutchman, and like he embodies that part of the culture. Like he uses that to his advantage.
Oh,
He's
does
he's
he? Okay.
funny.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like you never know what type of poetry you're going to get, what type of diversity you're going to get. Even some of the young people we got on our squad that just recently joined. I got an assistant now. Shout out young Sophie. And her brother, Laura Eli, the intellectual, like them two are young poets on the rise. They're not even 20 yet.
Yes.
And
Yes.
the stuff that they're writing about is stuff that I'm like, damn, I wish I was writing at the capacity that I'm writing at now when I was that age, because my story and my experience mattered back then. But I
Yeah.
didn't have the heart and courage to get up there and do it without a beat. I feel like
Yeah.
it's easy to
Yeah.
be a rapper, especially now. What? Bro, you go up there and say whatever you want. Just
Yeah.
hoovity,
Yeah.
hoovity,
You don't
hoovity,
even
hoovity.
gotta.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You don't even gotta
You can
put
say
too
what?
many bars together. Like
Not
it's.
even, bro. You can just say sounds now. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and, and some of this stuff is hot. Like I ain't
So
gonna
it is
cap. Some
hot
of it's
though. It
hot.
is hot. So
Like,
that shit is hot.
bro, I was listening to like
Onomatopoeia rap. That's what it is. Onomatopoeia rap.
bro, I was listening to a Drake playlist the other day, and I'm listening to like old Drake to like new Drake, and I'm like, bro, am I tripping right now? Like, how do you even do this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like now he's
Yeah.
just like doing mad ad libs. It sound hot. It's just all ad libs. There ain't no verse. It's mad ad libs. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
crazy, bro. It's crazy, man.
That is great. So the importance then of this poet laureate position, it's a way. It's a government position, but it's a way for like an advocate for the arts, but specifically poetry, to get funds or like to at least get that like hey yo, we got to push some of this money over here. You know what I mean? Because we got some good
Facts.
stuff going on, as
And
opposed
not even
to
just in regards to like making decisions, but in regards to
yeah,
like honoring people in a different way. Like, okay,
yes,
so in
yes,
in a sense, and I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm kind of like the unofficial poet laureate right now, right? So like I get asked to, speak at special ceremonies and events in the city. We did the Juneteenth flag raising, so I got to
okay,
share a poem at the podium with the mayor and with the city officials and stuff like that as the Juneteenth flag is being brought down. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And I thought that was, it was an incredible experience. But to me, even when I did that, I thought it was great, but then it was just that. You feel me? It
yeah,
wasn't like
yeah,
this big old spectacle, and I wasn't expecting that either until I heard about the poet laureate position. And I'm like, wait, like I'm already doing some of this shit. Like, why is this not a position already? And why
yeah,
didn't I get
yeah.
paid? I didn't know I could get paid for these things. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So like,
I was gonna wonder, is this what you do full time? Is this like your
yeah,
thing?
yeah. So for myself, yeah. But I'm a creative entrepreneur,
Okay.
and I own two companies as well as perform and do things myself as Sir Dominique Jordan, and my band is called the Prolific Steppers. So we gig, right, but then I have a company where we teach kids about creative expression and hip hop, and it's a mentorship company called the Artivist course. So we're in a lot
Okay.
of different schools around Lancaster County and abroad. But then, of course, Nobody's Pen. I'm the founder of that. And that's about, just taking poetry up to a new regime, getting us in spaces to where like we're writing out, not, what one of my favorite shows back in the day was the Jamie Foxx show. I feel like
Okay.
it was
Okay.
highly underrated. I used to always want to write a jingle, but like an
Oh
expressive
yeah.
jingle. Cause like
Yeah. Yeah.
nowadays though, like, bro, like nowadays everybody needs that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But like you need
Yes.
a real thinker to come up with something that's going to last. Like think of some of the most successful jingles in the world were freaking created by Pusha T. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
come on
Ba ba
now.
ba ba. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Like, and to me, like that's just a small example, but like those are the type of things that I'm going in schools and talking to kids about, so they can see, like, wait a second, if I really like sharpen my tool, my pencil, per se, my
Yes,
proverbial pencil
yes,
per se, I can use this to write my own way out of this city or write my own destiny. That's exactly what you can do. That's
yes,
exactly what you can do. But
yes.
somebody got to show you it. Somebody can't just tell you it. They got to do it and show you. You know what
I,
I'm saying?
yes, yes. That's a big deal because I think, sometimes when you just tell a kid like, hey, and you tell them all the opportunities, because they might be in an English class or whatever, and they're like, why do I gotta learn how to write this? And I'm like, and you might just be like, you tell those kids like, hey, there's all these opportunities. You're always gonna need to know how to read and write. And then kids think they got all the answers, whatever, but it's just because you can't see it. They can't, it's not tangible to them. It's just like, it's just more, Charlie Brown, wah, 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 you know what I mean? Like so,
I was
but
one of them.
yeah, I mean, so nah, that's interesting though. Yeah, like everything does need to be a little bit more hands-on and so they can see the actual like connection as opposed to just a teacher just explain it to them. So yeah, that's good, man. Wow, this is big, man. This is big.
I'm,
And
I'm glad that we finally getting to do this, man. Because Will was
yeah,
telling me, he's like, man, I can't believe y'all haven't sat down yet. What? I can't wait for y'all to
I
sit down. I'm like,
know,
all
I
right,
know, and
Will.
that's my guy too. I love Will, man. He's a good dude. He definitely taps into the show and all that. And I guess I don't want to. We're on like good momentum, so we're gonna end it real soon. So I mean, you said the art, you said the word, you know what I mean, and you mentioned this word at the last time we talked, whatever. So you're an artivist, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
artist slash activist, whatever. But like, that seems very broad. And I know you in the beginning of this conversation, you said all these different type of issues, whatever, like,
Mhm.
financial or educational, like, but like, what is your bread and butter? Is it the arts? Like, what I mean? Like, what are you an activist for? Because that seems like a lot, I mean, a lot to kind of put on your shoulders. And, we can only, it's only 24 hours in the day, you know what I mean? And we can only do, one person can only do so much. So like, what is your, if you had to say, like, what is the thing that you kind of advocate for the most? You know what I mean, in terms of your activism
Wow,
and stuff like
bro.
that.
That was a great question. For one, I just want to tell you this, bro. You are a great interviewer and journalist, bro. You do
I
your
appreciate you,
research, and I
bro.
appreciate that.
I
I
appreciate you,
appreciate
man.
that because I go on a lot of people's podcasts and stuff, and they don't do that. Shout out to the ones I've been on recently because they have been doing that, and I
Yes, yes, yes.
appreciate that. But like you've done it since I met you off the rip, and yeah, that's
I
love.
appreciate you,
So,
bro. I appreciate you,
um,
man.
but yeah, to answer your question, man, it is loaded. You feel me? It is
Yeah.
very, very general. And what I try to do, man, I just try to get in where I fit in.
Okay. Okay.
If there's somewhere where I feel like I can be of assistance, what, low key, I'm like Ned Stark. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
God, look,
Okay.
I just want to keep my head though. You feel me?
Yeah. I
But like,
say I don't want to be
look,
like
man,
that stuck, man.
no, it's crazy. But like at the end of the day, I'm willing to go to war for my people. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? Like whether it's using my voice or like actually getting active and being on the streets and doing what I got to do to stand up for them. But like there is no, specified way. Like what I want to do is lead the generation that's going to lead my kids. So
Okay.
whatever I got to learn to do that is what I'm gonna do. Like when I first started working with young people, it was mainly through sports and coaching, like that
Yes.
mentorship. Until I realized that every black man that I ever could remember that was in education space that I could remember was an athletics coach. Every single one.
Ah. Okay.
Literally everyone. You feel
Yeah.
me? And I started thinking like, damn, like, do I want to be the token? But I know that I've always been a good student. I've always been a good learner and had a passion for education. So like I kind of like shifted my own like interest towards that way because I realized that a lot of our young, especially our young men that look like us weren't into sports as much. Like some of them still wear, a lot of them are still wear, and I'm still
Yeah.
into it. But like I was into other things and I realized I was reaching a different type of population with the things that I was interested in. And I was
Okay.
I was even becoming a better father and a better man, a better listener, a better communicator by stepping more into this art space. But if anything, I would say I'm an advocate for youth.
Okay.
I'm an advocate, against the criminal justice system,
Yes. Yes.
and I advocate for mental health.
Okay. Okay.
Right now, I think those are three things that are like highly, highly sought after, but they're not really like, there's no dents in the
Yes,
actual work
yes,
that needed to be
yes.
done. You know, our kids' schools are still failing, like, and they don't look like they're getting better anytime soon.
Nope.
You know, a lot of these jails are empty, but they're still building them. You feel
Yep.
me? And they still
Yep.
don't have enough resources inside of them. You know, and then mental health, like, I feel like, you know, I suffer from PTSD, anxiety, depression. You know, I was in the military for a bit, for a small stint. So like documented, you know, I have these things, but since I know what these things are scientifically, you know, psychologically, like I understand myself a little bit better. I also know that the pandemic did a lot of things to all of us
Yes,
and
man.
put us
Change the
all through
world.
this cycle, bro. Put all of us through this vicious cycle, bro. That a lot of us are in survival mode right now. So I'm trying my best to like. I don't know if you read a lot, but there's a book. You know, if I try to give a book recommendation in every interview that I've been doing, but
Okay,
there's a book,
okay.
right?
What you got for me?
Yeah. I don't know if you ever heard of the Four Agreements. The Four Agreements is a phenomenal
Is
book.
that's not Gladwell, is it?
Is it
Malcolm Glad it's
Gladwell?
not
Oh,
Malcolm it's not
you about
Malcolm
to make me.
Gladwell.
I might have to look him up. The Four Agreements. It is Malcolm Gladwell.
Is it Malcolm Gladwell?
Okay, no, my homie right here. He said it's not Malcolm
Okay,
Gladwell. Like,
okay,
no,
okay. That just sound like
so well,
that sound like a Gladwell title. Like
it's definitely on that type of tip though. But
okay.
you know, one of the Four Agreements. I'm not gonna give them all, but one of the ones that been sticking with me the most is number two. And you can't take anything personal when it comes to like business and like, you know, just moving about in this world. Like, it's not about you, you know, it's about the greater good and being successful. So like even this poet laureate position, go, and I'm gonna just say it because I gotta say it because it's been on my mind for a little bit, right? Like, I'm on the committee. I'm one of the young people on the committee. You know, I helped to put the committee together with some dope people. You feel me? But like, I'm usually one of the youngest people in the spaces that I'm in. I'm used to that, you know?
Okay,
So
okay.
like what I have to do sometimes though is not say that and shut up and just get in where I fit in. So like I could do like graphics and flyers and stuff like that. I don't do that regularly, but I can do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like I offered to do that for the poet laureate position. You know, I put this flyer together. I was trying to be like real intentional and like make sure it's tasteful and like, you know, would catch the eye for today's audience, right?
Yes,
But when
yes.
I sent them the flyer last week, midweek, bro, since then I got this flyer 15 times. Like people send it to me like, yo, you should apply for this position. And like they don't even realize that
Like nigga,
like
I made the
I had to,
flyer. I made the
yeah.
flyer.
But it makes me happy though, you know what I mean? Because like it's the words getting out. But like I literally had to recuse myself from being a part of it because I want to see other people be a part of
Yes.
it. But I felt like I needed to be on a committee to see it through so that the collective of us could create a dope product. Now, granted, would the product been great if I wasn't a part of it? Maybe that's true too.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
felt like it was my duty to be a part of it for the greater good. Now, that might mean I might never be poet laureate. You feel me? And that's okay. But somebody's going to be. Who knows? Maybe my son is going to be that one day. You know what I'm saying? Like to
Yeah,
me,
yeah, yeah.
that is going to last way longer than anything else that I do, man. So like that's basically, you know, where I'm at with this, bro. Like I want to just create opportunities for people that last longer than Sir Dominique Jordan, last
Okay.
longer than, you know, the regular open mics we've been doing. People are gonna be talking about those for a grip, but that's cool too. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
for me,
yeah.
like having something like on, you know, government records that I was a part of, it feels phenomenal because I know it's gonna last. Where people my age are not even thinking about that. They don't go to city council meetings. They don't go to these. Like some of my people is like we're engaged now, you know, but like most people aren't. But later on down the line, they're going to look and like, damn, a 28-year-old was a part of doing something like this when like most of the people in this room right now is damn near 50. You feel
Yeah,
me? Like,
yeah, yeah.
so, I mean, that's what it's all about. Yo, knowledge is power, bro.
Dang, yo, that's big time, man. Yo, did you have a good time today, bro?
Bro, hell yeah, man. This was
Yo,
dope,
man.
bro.
Yo,
This was dope, man.
I gotta get you back on, man. You know what I mean? Because and I said to you before the show, you know, I'm not a shock jock or nothing like that. But like sometimes, you know, I like to get a little messy. And I was like, yo, you so unproblematic, bro. I can't like give you like a crazy topic, like just off the
We
cuff.
could get active. We could get active.
But yeah, this was a good, you know what I mean, let the people know who you are, man, and push what you got going on. It's a lot of dope things. I didn't know poetry was as prominent as you're saying it is. And
Yeah, man.
it's because it's like, it's and I think people are like, especially Black people too, man. We always looking for different things to do, and I don't know if everybody knows. Like, I mean, there's these like these underground people, you know what I mean, or groups of people that have these kind of initiatives and things going on, but like it's not necessarily super public. So like I'm hopefully, man, like get people to come out. You know what I mean? Concrete Roads. Now I gotta check that place out. You know what I mean?
Slide, bro, slide. And again, if y'all around on New Year's Eve, make sure you check out the platform
I'd seen it and I was like, yeah, I am trying to figure out my day like that day. So I'm like, I mean, because I didn't want to reach out and then like, hey, what's up this location? And if I can't make it, whatever. So like I'm still figuring it out.
7 to 9, bro.
7 to 9. All right, yeah, I guess that's before shit goes down, right?
Yeah, you still gonna have some fun, my boy.
Yeah.
Right down. So regardless, it's going to be in Lancaster City. So
okay.
That I can't let y'all know. So people at least know where it's gonna be at. Because I got people coming from Philly, New York, Reading. Like they love to come to Lancaster and have a good, safe time. Because that's real. You feel me? But, pull up and come kick it. And look, next time I come on, man, I'm trying to come on the recap show, man.
There you go. Oh yeah. Yeah, we trying to figure out what's the next show we're gonna do. We might do Last of Us on HBO. That might be the next one we do. But yeah, I do that with my boy. My white boy, man. He's a nerdy guy like me, like in terms of that like type of stuff.
I could dig
and
it.
I'm gonna send you a bunch of clips now. Like, just
have you ever watched Stranger Things? You ever did Stranger Things?
I'm not into that. I'm not into.
I'm telling you, it's crazy. I'm not into that. Bro.
No, I like what I like, and the thing is, I tried to watch it. I think when it first came out, and I was like, I don't. These kids don't intrigue me, but I don't know. But yeah, House of the Dragon. No, you gotta check that out, man. And you actually don't have to watch. You actually don't have to watch Game of. You kind of do, but you kind of don't. I don't know. It's weird. Like because it's so far before that, you know what I mean.
But I be wanting to know like what. I don't know if you watch like the Power series.
Yes.
How like you watch Power, then you watch Raising Kanan, and it's going back. You kind of seeing like why things is happening the way they are.
Yeah.
So like I'm gonna finish this Game of Thrones on today. Nah, not today. I'm gonna like 8 seasons.
Well, yeah, but this 7 and 8 are short though. Like 8 is only like 4 episodes or something like that, and then like 7 is like 7 episodes. Like, but like so they get shorter.
Please tell me they're gonna kill this little kid King Joffrey. He get on my damn.
You're on season 5.
Season 5.
I can't tell you unless you really want to know.
Nah, don't tell
okay,
me.
All right, I can't tell you. I was gonna say I can't tell you because that'll ruin it. You know what I mean? But okay. That's all I say. I can't. Yeah, it's like I can't say nothing without giving something away. So
you make me happy that now I talk to somebody about this because most of my friends already watched it. They're like, bro, we off that. We not watching that no more.
Like you still. If people talk about the lore of it and like they like it, like I'll have because I rewatched it. So before House of Dragon came out, I was like, I'm gonna do it. I just saw it's fresh in my head. You know what I mean? Like I just rewatched it a couple months ago, whatever, and I was like, yo, this show still stands the test of time, man. So
it's funny. I'm Jon Snow. That's
Jon Snow is the best. Yeah, Jon Snow is the GOAT, man. Jon Snow is the GOAT.
If you like Jon Snow, you definitely gonna like the prolific one. That's all I'm gonna say.
I like Jon Snow, but Arya, that's my girl though. That's the best. Like Arya, Jon Snow, and probably Tyrion. Those are my 3 top characters. So
I'm gonna think about mine when I'm finished, and next time I jump on 280, I'm gonna have my three characters for Game of Thrones. I got you.
That's a set. So before we go, man, where can people find you, and where do they find this album, man? This spoken word album.
Where? Well, you can find me on all social media platforms except for Twitter because I don't got Twitter fingers. I've been trying to stay off that. It gets messy, But I'm on Instagram, Sir Dominique Jordan. Facebook, Sir Dominique Jordan, all streaming platforms. You can check my site out on there as well. The prolific one drops on December 31st. So make sure you pull up for that. And for the Breakthrough Poetry Slam, we would love to have you. You also follow at Nobody's Pen and at the Artivist Court. And look, we're here to uplift the people, uplift the community and afar. Black is beautiful, knowledge is power, and you can be anything if you believe in yourself. You dig me? And I'm trying to see you win. So thank y'all, yo. Appreciate
it. Talk about it. Yo, this is another episode of the 280 Plus podcast, y'all, man. We out. Peace.
Get it.